Power 94 WJTT is the homie Big Tool, and today in the studio I have Josh Powell and Rebecca Love. How y'all doing today?
Hey.
Doing well.
I know you have an event coming to the city September 7th. It is 21 Love Languages, and it's going to be at Hunter Museum.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about that?
Man, this is just a beautiful time to bring people together to speak on love. Mm-hmm. Relationships is like the hottest topic, not because of personal, but it's involved in everything that we do, from family, if you have kids, from your friendships to business, everything, including the relationship with yourself as well. So everything is surrounded by relationships, and just having the opportunity to, bring people together. Everybody's working, busy, doing all of these different things, but just having a night where we can be free, create a safe space, have a good time, look good, smell good. Everything is beautiful and amazing, where we can just speak about how we can move forward as a culture, as a community, and coming together and having healthier, more prosperous relationships. Yes.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about each other, a little bit about yourself? Start with.
I'll let her. This is her city, so
okay.
I'm a guest. I'm gonna let her go first.
All right. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day that you start to listen to this. So Rebecca Love, born and raised in Chattanooga. I went to school at Tennessee State. Lived in Atlanta for a hot minute. Graduated also from UTC. Lived in Wisconsin, and I've been back in Tennessee since 2016. But yeah, I am. I feel like I'm a natural connector. I love bringing people together, and they come from all different backgrounds, ethnicities, religion, and I always figure out a way to create a platform for all walks of life to just kind of come together and blend and share. And so I'm celebrating half a century here in a few months. And, just turning a new page, really just trying to reinvent myself. So, but yeah, I'm a single mom of one. My 24-year-old, he is like my heartbeat, my number one, my ace boom coon. But I really think that we grew up together. But even through being a mother and a daughter and a sister, those relationships have really shaped who I am today. So, who Rebecca Love is I'm a connector. I am all things. I love to, put people in places where they can form a really good connection with one another, to learn about each other and even learn about yourself, because sometimes we learn about ourselves through other people because their viewpoint and their point of view completely changes versus what we see ourselves as sometimes. So that's who I am.
Absolutely. And for myself, being a former professional basketball player, playing over 2 decades, blessed to be able to do something that I love, but throughout that journey, just having my fair share of failed relationships, and being able to be a father and giving love a try again. So just going through all of those different phases along in the journey, and being a person that wants to speak to it, bring people together to talk about it, and being more transparent. Like, it's not about continuing the war that we see on social media. It's not about, pandering or trying to please, one side versus the other. It's really about unity. It's about bringing people together. And in order to do that, you need a different perspective. And that's something that I love to offer, is just a perspective in a way where we can hear each other, where we can really figure out how we can learn, grow, work together, because relationships, no matter what kind, they involve work. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people think about love, but it actually involves work. And that's one of the bigger things, is just, what does that work look like? What are the different processes that go into creating a healthier you or a healthier us? And, we have to be willing to unpack that. And a lot of the things that we see nowadays is, you know, people have their brands and all of these different things, but you got to understand that every voice matters, whether you have 1 million followers or just one follower, like every voice matters. And unfortunately, a lot of times, even though I know people are coming from their, perspectives based on their experiences, you still got to have somebody in there that's going to be able to bring it all together. You know, that doesn't mean that somebody will not be heard. That doesn't mean that we're going to excuse behaviors or anything like that. But sometimes just the way things are articulated, it matters, and it allows people to be heard without feeling dismissed or disrespected in the process. So togetherness is something that I encourage no matter what it is that I'm doing. I really want to be an example of God's love, and I want to be able to be an example of unity and bringing people together.
All right. So this event is coming up at the Herman Museum September 7th. Tell me how the 21 love languages came to fruition.
So we met through
a
mutual friend, and we actually were talking about doing a lot of stuff which we still need to do. But I think this is kind of like a collab of both, because we originally met based on doing community work. Like, as you see, my hoodie this is my foundation, 21 Reasons to Give. And we just started talking, and then she started sharing, like, hey, I got this event, I got that event, you should pull up. And it kind of just merged into this thing.
Yeah, it worked into a whole different conversation.
And it's like we're able to do two things at once. But really, you know, up here in Chat, like, I love coming up here. Like, I have a whole other family up here in this area, and I'm up here often. So I wanted to have the time to, you know, figure out what is something cool and that's needed that we could really do to help bring people together. You know, get people in the room, and we're talking about a ton of different things. And clearly, relationships is always, you know, it's always going to be one of those things that, you know, people either watch it or they talk about it, and clearly they're experiencing it. So it's just, you know, one of the things that we wanted to do, and then it was like so many things just kind of, you know, these just different ideas that kind of came together, and it just merged into something completely. Yeah, it's a beautiful mix, and it's merging into something, you know, that I feel like spiritually is like what it's supposed to be. You know, just two energies coming together to be able to create that. And it's crazy because she was literally already doing it in her way. You know what I mean? She's having her networking events, her meet and greets, and all of these different things. So it's just, let's do it in a whole nother way with us two coming together and just working together to bring people together. So
it was just like a natural fit. We just, you know, like I said, we definitely met through a mutual friend.
Yep.
And again, we were going like, let's do something with philanthropy and giving back. And then I was like, who was like, well, what you got going on this weekend? And I was like, oh, I got an event, da 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 da. But we just, through conversation, we just talked. And so it kept building. So we were like on the phone with each other, like almost 2 or 3 times a day, just talking about like different ideas, how we can collab and how we can bring, you know, something as far as like unity together. And, you know, with the 21 love languages, everybody's like, well, what exactly is 21 love languages? And I always say it's more than just an event. It's an experience. You know, we're highlighting, you know, like local artists, culinary arts, music. But the panel discussion, I think, is going to be like one of the pivotal points of the night, because we have like 6 amazing individuals who are an expertise, so to speak, in their lane when it comes to relationships. So we have a former, you know, NBA player who is now a published author, who also has a foundation that he works with. And we have a wellness coach, you know, that she's going to be talking about all health and wellness, all the things that encompasses like having unhealthy relationship, like even with yourself, because, you know, we keep going back to, you know, having that. And then we also have a person who got his doctoral degree in conflict resolution. We have a relationship coach. We have a relationship therapist. And so you have all this mixture of people that, you know, really come from a different standpoint, but we're all going to work together. And it's not one of those, it's not a seminar.
No.
We want it to be interactive. We want questions raised and like real questions where we can actually answer them. And it can come from a scientific standpoint, from also an opinionated standpoint, and also, from a person's perspective of how we all have lived. So it's a night where people can come out in cocktail attire, because everybody's like, we don't ever have anywhere to go and we're dressed up. So it's going to be at the Hunter Museum. We're going to see, it's going to be on a Sunday evening. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, and just being in a space where you're looking at art. We're looking at a whole different way of how we look at things. But being in a beautiful space with beautiful people and really sharing, just different ideas, and really talking about what does a healthy relationship look like? What does emotional intelligence really look like? Those are words we have been throwing around here, in the last couple of years. But what does that actually mean? So we're going to take a deep dive in what that looks like, and bringing people together about that connection.
All right, and the ideal person that would want to come to this event, or that you plan to speak to at this event, who would that be?
Oh man, married, single, looking, not looking,
divorced.
Yeah, I think you got to welcome all walks of life, because everybody offers a unique experience and or a unique perspective, which is something that's important. We're trying to figure out how we can come together versus everything that we see, whether it be online or whatever's going on in your house, because a lot of people just have a different way of looking at the relationship box as a whole. And for me, like I said, most importantly, it's always about unity. I think that understanding who you are prior to even thinking about relationship is important. I think really understanding your person, asking the proper questions, being willing to peel back a lot of those layers, because you can know a lot about a person based on their childhood. And I don't think a lot of people even are concerned about the childhood when you're looking for a partner. You should dive into that, because that's going to tell you about how this person moves, their principles, morals, or values. Is there any trauma there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we need to unpack as we're talking about building a life together. Because the unfortunate part is we have a lot of broken people getting with broken people, and they're creating broken children within the household. It's not just these single parent households and all of that other stuff that people are talking about. There's a war going on within the four walls that we never really discuss. And then we wonder why our young men and our young women are behaving the way that they're behaving, or they're looking at life the way that they're looking at life, is because of how they were groomed. Is how they were raised. Is how whatever they were taught and brought up in, that environment is what you see. Right. And a lot of people are misunderstood just because they might have mommy issues, or they might have daddy issues. They might have abandonment issues. Who knows? But regardless, this is why we want to open this up, because the other part is, there's a lot of people saying the importance of therapy and all of that, but a lot of these people that are saying it are ones that aren't even going themselves.
Right.
So this is a way of bringing therapy to the person, to the community, whatever. This is a way of bringing it to you versus you going to them, and just having these raw, transparent conversations about life, basically, and how we can come together as one. So being somebody that, especially for me, being a former athlete, I love this lane, because a lot of times I'm judged based off of my personal life and things like that, until you actually give me the opportunity and put me in a room and allow me the chance to really speak to these things. I don't claim to have, be an expert, but I do know that my experiences allow me to be able to speak on these things and speak properly on these things, because I'm living it. I'm doing these things right now. I'm doing, for example, the actual work on me every day. Coming up here was therapeutic, being able to drive for 2 hours. Some of that I had music on, some of that I didn't. You know what I mean? Because it allowed me the chance to process, think, because I need that. I need to find those little times, throughout the day where I can unplug or recharge or whatever that looks like, and we have to be intentional. We have to be present. We have to do those things, which helps us to grow as people. I'm all about love. I'm tired of seeing the narratives that are continuing to tear our families apart, our communities apart. And this ain't got nothing to do with me being a black man or nothing like that. I'm just tired of seeing it all together, because we're seeing everybody that's mixing and dating and doing the things that they're doing, but you have judgment. You have a lot of things that people are dealing with as well. So just wanting to confront the negativity with love and positivity and togetherness and unity, because these are things that we need on a daily basis. Right. These are the things that we don't talk about, like exclude the personal, but your friends, your family, if you got kids, whatever, I know that I do things that upset people all the time. I could be making the right choice for somebody or the situation, and it's going to upset somebody, or I'm going to let somebody down or whatever that is. So I move from a place of grace and forgiveness and all of those things, and you have to be that example of it to show somebody in order to hopefully receive it. And if I don't, that's okay. I love people. My love is not based on a transaction. Like I do it because it's me and I choose to. I think that we don't love freely enough. We don't ever come from that space that's just truly genuine. Like, I love you because I choose to love you, not because of what I feel you can do for me, not because I feel what you can give to me. And I know that we look for things in a partner, but we also give our power away too, because we have this push and pull type of thing. And it's like, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of men or a lot of women that, because you don't please me in this way, or you haven't made me happy, then that affects the way that I love or care for you. And that's unfortunate, because that's not real love. Love is not controlling. No. Love is free. Love is truly amazing. It's kind. Like, you talk about God's love, man. It's definitely not that what we see.
Yeah. But, to your point, honestly, I think one of the things that was created that was designed to bring us together was social media, but it is the one thing that has completely divided us further apart. Because and where I'm going with that is, when you think about social media, some people, and I'm not saying male or female, but people in general tend to feel like they have way more choices when they have social media. And we live in this hookup world of we're swiping left, we're swiping right. And no one takes the time out to actually have actual conversations anymore. And so for me, the 21 Love Languages, this whole platform for me is we're going to put our phones down. We're going to actually have an actual conversation about what it looks like, what love really means, and all the actions, everything that comes with. So to Josh's point, we definitely need to dive deeper into real intentional conversations about what healthiness looks like from a mental, spiritual, and physical standpoint. And so, when a person feels like they have way too many options, because it's we had an argument, we're not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna call Keisha or Sharon or whomever because I have that choice. Yeah. People are like, I got a roster, but we forget that we are dehumanizing people. And we feel like they are, I got an option, I got to do this, instead of doing the real work of building a solid relationship. And that goes in any form. So to your actual question of who should be coming to 21 Love Languages, anyone that has breath in their body, that is really wanting and missing that real conversation, that interaction with people. That is what, for me, the 21 Love Languages looks like. It's an evening of, let's get together. Put your phone down for just a moment and actually dive into a conversation. Look at some of the art, the culinary art that's going to be there, the artists that are going to be singing, the DJ that's going to be on the ones and the twos. Everyone there has a gift that we'll be sharing. So this again, it's not just for single people. It's not just for people that are dating. It's not people for, that is just looking. It is honestly for someone to come in, have a good time, have a good conversation, have some good food, dance, dress up, look beautiful, but really let's talk about what it means to be in 2025 and have a healthier relationship and an approach on how to love someone, including yourself.
All right. So if they want to get more information about this and they want to buy tickets, where they need to go?
Yes. So you need to go to 21 Love Languages. I believe it's .org. I don't have the actual website. But if you go on, I know, right? But if you follow me on social media or Josh on social media, my handles are The Love Experience Events or The One to Love or Do What You Love. Like every last one of them have the word love in it. And then, Josh, what are your handles on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok?
Oh, just Josh 21 Powell.
So,
Across the board.
Yep, and our links are in there for you to purchase tickets. But yes, that is, you can go to their website. That's where you can get the ticket. If you inbox me, I can send you the link. But tickets are $65 per person. That's general admission. $175 for VIP. And a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, what am I getting for $175? Quite a bit. So you got a swag bags, you have special
gifts. We got
gifts.
the goodies in there for sure.
We really do. We got some really great gifts that we're giving out to the 21 VIPs. And you also will be able to get that first hour. You get like 2 complimentary drinks. We have 2 sponsors that are sponsoring us for the libations. And so I think it's going to be amazing. But you also get a tour. For the VIPs, you get an hour tour of an exhibit that will be on display before everyone else gets to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We appreciate y'all. Again, the 21 Love Languages, 100 Museum, September 7th, 6 to 10 p.m. Josh Powell and Rebecca Love, thank y'all for coming.
Thanks
Anything
for
else you
having
want
us.
to tell the audience? Any last thoughts?
Yeah, just, come out and support. Like 2 amazing people that really just love bringing people together and love and just really want to see some people come out and have a good time. And, you might meet someone that might be your next business partner.
Absolutely. And for me, it's really about building a community and bringing people together to focus on being the best version of yourself so that we can start putting ourselves in the best position for prosperous, amazing relationships. And like I said, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a personal relationship, whether you want to be better with a family member or whatever, or even if it's just yourself, you know what I mean? A lot of people are struggling. They're dealing with things internally, and they haven't found a way to even just forgive themselves for whatever decisions have happened, whatever mistakes have happened, whatever. So it's just having those conversations. This will be a safe space. Mm-hmm. I do want to let people know this is a safe space. We will be unpacking. We will be talking about a lot of things, but don't feel that this will be anything messy. There's none of that will be here. And I'm going to make sure that, like,
We both will.
being leaders in the space, like, this is about people feeling comfortable to want to unpack, to want to talk, to want to grow. Point blank, period.
All right. Well, thank y'all. Make sure y'all join them 21 Love Languages, 100 Museum, September 7th, 6 to 10 p.m. All right. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Big Tula for Power 94.